Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be my January reading plans. Before we get into the video, I do have a couple of things that I quickly want to talk about. So first thing is that I will be posting every 2 days in January leading up to my favorite books and my favorite TV shows and movies of the year. And I'm going to end it all with either my book haul or my journal video. And then that will be the last video for January. I'm waiting on some books to arrive in the mail, so that's why I'm not sure if my book haul is going to be last or if my journal video will be last. Including this video, I'm going to have 8 videos up every 2 days. And then after either my book haul or my journal video, I'm going to take a break and I will come back with my February reading plans at the end of January. So I guess now I will have 7 videos up in the next couple of days, which is very exciting. I'm excited to put out my favorite books of the year video. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is that in my December reading plans video, I mentioned how I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with these videos for 2023, if I wanted to keep my TBRs the same or change them up a little bit. And a lot of you gave really great advice and suggestions, and I really appreciate it. I'm going to stick with doing them the exact same way that I've been doing them. I like doing them this way. I just wasn't sure if it was interesting the way I did them and if you actually liked watching them, or if it was kind of boring that I never read what I mentioned in my TBR videos, but you guys were totally okay with it. So I'm going to keep doing them the same way that I've been doing them, and maybe halfway throughout the year I'll get sick of them and I'll change them up. But for right now, I kind of like doing my reading plans videos kind of the same way that I've been doing them. I might change the title of them, or I might just keep them the same. We'll see, I guess. One more thing I quickly want to talk about is my monthly releases videos from back in 2020. I am deleting the Goodreads list attached to those videos. For those videos, I obviously had a Goodreads list that I would link that listed all of the books that I talked about. However, I have now deleted those lists from 2020, so they are no longer on my Goodreads. They just clutter up my Goodreads, so I like to delete every couple of years. So I have now officially deleted all of 2020's lists. The videos are still up, of course, but there is no Goodreads list attached to them anymore. So I think that's it that I wanted to talk about. Now on to the new releases and my reading plans for January. I will have my Goodreads list linked down below for all of these new releases if you want to know more information about them. There are 4 books that I am anticipating for January. The first one is The Hustler Next Door by K.A. Tucker. This is technically the second book in the Polson Falls series. This is obviously an adult romance. I believe it is enemies to lovers and a small town romance. I honestly do not like this cover. Like, I really don't like it. It just is very off-putting. I feel like the colors don't really vibe, but hopefully this book itself will be better than the cover. Then we have How to Lose at Love by Sarah Nye. This is the first book in the Campus Legends series. I believe this is an adult sports romance. Then we have Make a Wish by Helena Hunting. This is the 3rd book in the Spark House series, and this is an adult romance. I actually haven't read any of the other books in this series, but I do own the first 2, so maybe I will binge this entire series. I've heard kind of mixed things about the first 2 books, but I really love Helena Hunting, so I'm sure I will enjoy them. And then the last new release that I'm anticipating for January is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. This is the 3rd book in the Last Hours trilogy. This is obviously a young adult fantasy paranormal. I have not read the first 2 books. I do own them, and I am planning on binging the series, so I don't know if I'm going to read the first 2 books in January or if I'm just going to read them all in February, but I am hoping to binge the series. I'm actually really glad I looked at this because I didn't think this book was coming out until February, but it's actually coming out January 31st. And that is Jasper Vale by Devney Perry. This is the 4th book in the Eden series. This is a small town fake dating romance. I initially thought this was supposed to come out in February, but Amazon says January 31st. So I'm glad I double checked because this one I'm really, really anticipating. And I'm glad I was able to mention it for this video because this one I'm definitely going to read because it sounds really, really good. So those are all the new releases that I'm anticipating for January. And that's kind of it for my January reading plans, which I know is kind of crazy, but I really just want to have the month free to kind of do and read whatever. I have a lot of journaling that I need to do, and that's kind of on my mind right now. I need to finish up my journal for the year and then start a new one. And I also have a bunch of videos to film and edit. So that's kind of where my mind is at the moment. I'm not really thinking about what I want to read. So I'm definitely going to read later in the month, but I don't know what kind of mood I'm going to be in. I'm kind of thinking I'm going to read some books for a reading vlog, which I don't want to spoil. So I think I might end up doing that, which might be some young adult stuff. But then there's also some other romances that I'm planning on doing a reading vlog for that I might do in January. Again, I don't want to spoil, so we'll see. I kind of have some like secret plans, but I don't want to say what they are just in case I don't actually get to them for January or February, because eventually I want to do the videos, so we'll see. But yeah, I don't have a lot of very solid plans for January reading wise. Obviously, I would love to read some books that I didn't get to in 2022, but I mean, there were so many books that I said I was going to read and I never got around to. I feel like that in itself is just very daunting to think about. So I don't really want to dwell on all of that. So we'll see what I'm in the mood for later in the month, but that is kind of it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what books you plan on reading in January. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.